Hello and welcome back. My name is Michelle McTagg. I'm your local realtor about town here in Pickerington, and I'm out today with my friend David Uhul, who is the
Director of Business Development and Government Relations.
I told you
Yeah,
would
that's
need to
okay.
help me with that. For the Fairfield County Department of Developmental Disabilities. David, thank you for joining me today. I appreciate your time. I know you're busy.
Thank you. No, yeah, happy to.
So why don't you kind of expand on what this amazing county department does
Sure.
for us?
So the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities serves 1,200 people and their family across Fairfield County. And so we currently have a few more than 1,200 individuals ranging in age from 0 up into their 90s of people that we support. So there are a number of things that we do. We start out, as I said, very early with early childhood intervention. And the idea is that as we work with kids who may have some sort of developmental delay or show that's a possibility.
Like cognitive or physical or both? Or
Yeah, right,
any,
yeah.
any kind of developmental delay?
That's right.
Okay.
Our goal is to work with them and their families in such a way that they may not have need for us in the future as they get older.
Right.
And so we spend a lot of time and a lot of resource up front working with those kids and their families. And our model is an in-home model. So it used to be, several years ago, we would have parents bring their kids to some place, and it wasn't a place they were from, and these are 0, 1, 2, 3-year-olds, right?
Right.
And so for us, we adopted this in-home model where they're in their home environment, a natural place for them to be, and working with the kids directly, and then we're working with the families to be able to sort of continue on, because we're there for a period of time, once a
Right.
week or twice a week maybe,
Right.
but it's an opportunity then for the families to continue to work with them. And so we then move into some, we have a school, Forest Row School in Lancaster for students with disabilities. It's our goal that students are served in their home district. We want them to be able to be in Pickerington schools. And oftentimes schools have a program where they're able to support that student with a disability in their local school. There are some students, though, that have such an intense or profound disability that the school system may not be able to provide the support they need, and so that's why Forest
Right.
Rows exists. So we have about 55 students at Forest Rows.
And are those kids from all over the county?
They are
Okay.
from all over the county and at K through 12. And so that school has been there for decades. We then move into transition age, where we're working with students who are in middle school, high school, and trying to get them ready to head into the adult workforce.
Right.
Whether that might mean college after they finish school, whether that means heading directly into the workforce. It used to be that we had a segregated workshop where once they graduated, students would become
Right.
adults and would go to that workshop, and they'd be there from 9 to 3 every day.
I remember that.
There were times where we had contracts with places like Ralston or Anchor
Right.
Hocking where there was work that could be done there. And that model was used for a number of years, but inevitably in the last decade or so, there's really been this emphasis on community involvement and community inclusion. So our goal is not to segregate a
Right.
population of our community away, but rather to help them integrate and be included in the community in which they live. And so
Right.
whether that's volunteering, whether that's work, whether that's worship, whatever the case may be, we work to support people as they find their place in the community.
And just because someone has some type of disability, it doesn't mean they don't have much to offer.
Well,
I mean, I think you can learn a lot from a person with a disability.
Yeah, that's exactly right. We call it personal genius. And we believe that everyone has personal genius. And so part of our role, our mission is to bring about a vibrant community where people lead fulfilling lives and make meaningful
What
contributions.
do you have that goes on at Art and Clay on Main down in Lancaster?
Sure. So Art and Clay on Main and Square 7 Coffee House are social enterprises of the County Board of DD. We purchased Art and Clay about 8 years ago. It's always interesting to tell the story because some folks wonder, what in the world is the county board doing running a business like Art and Clay? Art and Clay is a paint your own pottery studio.
I've been there.
It's a ton of fun.
Done that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun.
Our Christmas collection is out.
Oh, good.
It's
I
pretty,
might
it's
have
pretty
to.
impressive.
I might have to head down there.
So, and we'd love for you to. So we purchased that for a number of reasons. One, that it was at a time when the economy was not doing well. Downtown was not. It was just starting the revitalization. There wasn't a lot happening. Lots of empty storefronts. The private owner of that business decided they were going to move on to something else, and they were going to close it down, auction off the assets, and be finished. our superintendent was uncomfortable with that idea because it's in one of the most beautiful buildings in downtown, and it was a unique business at the time. There was nothing else like it when we purchased it in the county.
Right, and it was art and clay on Main.
It was Art and Clay on Main, that's
Yeah.
right. So we closed it down for a little while, opened it back up several months later, and started to figure out how to run a business. And I don't, not really our thing,
I know.
and so we worked to figure that out. And I've seen really.
That's an education, right?
It was, but it's been great. And so we did it because we wanted to preserve that business and that unique sort of place to be downtown. But even more than that, we believe that if we have a role in bringing about a vibrant community, right, we can only be as successful as our community is vibrant.
Right.
And so we have that role to play in bringing about vibrancy within the community. We had artists who were segregated away at that workshop I talked about earlier.
Right.
They didn't have access to people or to customers or to gallery space to display their work. So that kind of became the home of what we now call our Artists in Residence program.
Right.
And then in addition to that, we wanted to employ and train people with disabilities in a workplace
Right.
setting. And so as we were working and moving toward this idea of community inclusion and community employment, we wanted a place where we could help people prepare, have an experience. Maybe it's that people that we're supporting they've never worked. Maybe they don't know what it's like to wake up in the morning and get dressed and
Right.
find transportation and make it to work on time. So we teach all of that at Art and Clay. 20% of our staff at Art and Clay is made up of people with a disability, people that we support from Fairfield ED. In addition to that, we have an internship program where 2 interns at a time for 10 weeks, who are paid interns, we pay them, come to Art and Clay to learn some transferable skills so that they can enter into the workforce someplace else permanently. Trying to teach them at the coffee house, for example, how to make a mocha soy cha latte thing. We're trying to teach them how to
Half
engage
calf,
with
half decaf.
Exactly. Yeah, no, it's how you engage with customers,
Right.
how you greet
People
people.
skills.
That's exactly right. And interestingly enough, 85% of people, Michelle, whether they have a disability or not, 85% of people lose a job because of a lack of a soft skill,
Yes,
like people skills.
I know.
And
It's
so
so important.
It is important. So we teach those things. And so that internship happens, and we've had over the last couple of years more than 30 interns come through
Wow.
Art and Clay. And we're a part of the larger social enterprise movement in Columbus called Social Ventures. And one of the cool things that's really just happening, in fact, you'll be the first place that we've talked about this.
Ooh,
is
get
that-
ready.
That's right.
New info.
Our social purpose has been validated. And so what that means is that you can say anything you want to write. And it's hard to prove whether or
Right.
not what you're saying is true. So we've worked with the Better Business Bureau of Central Ohio and Social Ventures, which is sort of like a chamber for social enterprises like
Right.
us. A social enterprise is a business that wants to make a profit oftentimes. They might be nonprofit, but they're trying to generate revenue. But at the same time, they have a social purpose. Maybe it's employing people who've been incarcerated, like Hot Chicken Takeover does, or maybe it's dealing with homelessness or human trafficking. And our purpose happens to be working with individuals who have disabilities. And so that social ventures, that larger group of social enterprises has been a part of this as well. And so we now have had our social purpose, our social impact validated, where they've come in, they've looked at our metrics, they've seen what we're doing,
The
and they've said,
outcomes.
yes, these outcomes are significantly impacting the community, not only the community we're serving, the people with disabilities, but also the community at large. And so we get the nice little seal in the window. So we've gone through about a year process to help Social Ventures and the Better Business Bureau pilot this program. And now we're getting ready to roll it out to the more than 100 social enterprises in the Central Ohio area that are somewhat
Wow.
similar to ours from
Wow.
working with some population that needs. Yeah, and so we know we have, I'd have to go back and look at the number, but I think it's about 40 to 50,000 people who walk through our doors at Art and Clay every
Wow.
year. And
40 to 50,000 a year?
yeah.
Holy cow.
And what we don't know though is how many of them realize.
What they're supporting.
That's right.
I know.
And so
Well,
that's
now
the
you
story we're
know.
trying to tell.
And if you have not been to Art and Clay in Maine, I would highly suggest you take the 20-minute ride down to downtown
That's
Lancaster.
all it is, 20
it's
minutes.
not long. It's such a nice show.
So from a ceramic standpoint, you come, you pull something off the shelf, you have an experience with your family, right? And I pretty much just turn my paycheck back over to the county because I have a 9-year-old and a
Right.
4-year-old, so we're in there all the time. But so for our Christmas, we have ornaments that start at $5.99, so you don't have to come and spend $100 in a family of 4 or 5. You can do
Right.
it pretty affordably, but we do have some large ceramic items this year. So for example, the ceramic Christmas trees, like My parents
like
had
the old
it.
school that you can put lights
You
in?
put the lights in, the lights come with it, and
I will be there.
We have some small ones all the way up to large, but you come and you have an experience, and as much as you have whatever that thing is at the end of that experience, for us, we're making a memory with our family. We're
Right.
spending time with my daughter and my son, and so
Who are adorable.
well, thank you very much. Yeah, it's a little bit more than coming to paint something.
Right.
It's a little bit more than coming and grabbing a cup of coffee. We serve Crimson Cup coffee, so we're a part of the local food movement at Square 7. There's so many things we're involved in at
Right.
Square 7 that the county board would not typically be involved in outside of operating something like that.
You guys are very forward thinking, I feel.
It's true. We're a statewide leader, and very, very proud
Something
of that.
to be
and
proud of.
Honored by it. Our superintendent has been an innovative trailblazer in the DD community. All 88 counties have a board of DD, and we're one of the top ones in the state. And we're really, really proud and honored about that. We have people come from other county boards all the time to check us out,
see what you're doing.
see what we're
What
doing,
can we
see
take from here?
exactly.
Yeah.
So it's great.
Well, I'm so glad that we took time to sit down and discuss about what this amazing this organization does for our county. And I hope that those of you who are watching this today are excited about it, and if you have any questions, I'm going to put all of David's contact information up here at the end of the video, and I know he would love to hear from you if you want to volunteer.
Absolutely.
I know you guys have job positions opening
That's
here
right.
and there, or if you have someone in your family who could use some help from Fairfield County DD, I would highly encourage you to reach out to David, because if he doesn't know the answer, he'll get you in touch with the person who does.
That's
So,
right. Thank you so much.
so thank you. And thank you again for watching. I will remind you that for all of your real estate needs, please feel free to reach out and contact me. I'd be happy to discuss any questions you have. Again, thank you. Have a great day, and look back for my next video. It's going to be coming up here soon.